Pursuant to Article 9, Section 16 of the Constitution of the Federated States of Micronesia and Title 3, Section 2.1 of the Code of the Federated States of Micronesia, and as set forth in the official rules of procedure of the Congress, I hereby call the 20th Congress of the FSM 5th Special Session to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Chief Clerk, roll call.
Senator Alick, Senator Aritos, Senator Figuer, Senator Coland, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Conman,
Aye.
Vice Speaker Moses,
Aye.
Senator Ned, Senator Panuelo, Senator Perman, Senator Romulo, Senator Urzmal, Senator Wally, Speaker Semina. Mr. Speaker, 10 members are present.
We have a quorum to transact business this morning. Before we proceed further, I hereby designate Chairman Urzmal to also serve as the acting floor leader. Next item is the appointment of the committee to wait on the President. I appoint Chairman Wally of Koshai to chair, and Vice Speaker Moses of Bonbay as a member, and Chairman Colan from Truk as member, and Chairman Urzmal from Yap as member. I understand the President wanted to meet with the committee to wait tomorrow at 9 at his office. So take note of that. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, the next item is item 5, Presidential Communications, on receipt of numbers 20-264 through 200 or 20-278.
Assign those. Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 6, FSM Supreme Court Communications on receipt of numbers 20-15 through 20-17.
Assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Mr. Speaker, item 7 is member communications, and we have 2, and their numbers 20-33 and 20-34.
Assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 8, Department of Communications on receipt of numbers 20-56 through 20-66.
Assign those, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 9, Agency or Governmental Authority Communications on receipt of numbers 20-48 through 20-48 and 20-49.
Assign those. Next item.
Item 10, State Communications. Mr. Speaker, we do not have any.
Next item.
Item 11, State Supreme Court Communications. There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 12, Municipal or Town Communications. Receipt of 1, and it's number 20-06.
Assign that, Chief Clerk. Next item.
Next item, Mr. Speaker, is item 13, Foreign Government Communications and receipt of numbers 20-47 through.
Okay, order of the day.
Under order of the day, Mr. Speaker, item 14, Standing Committee Reports, there are none.
Next item.
Item 15, Special Committee Reports, none.
Next item.
Item 16, Assignment of Measures and Communications. We have a committee assignment or referral sheet number 20-73 attached to the order of business.
Okay. Chairman and members, take note of that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item 17, unfinished business. None, Mr. Speaker.
Bill calendar.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Resolution calendar.
None also, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item 20, introduction of bills and resolutions.
If you have any measure to introduce, pass them on to Chief Clerk. Next item.
Item 21, miscellaneous communications on receipt of numbers 20-21 and 20-22.
Sign those, Chief Clerk. Next item is miscellaneous business. Short recess subject to call of the chair. Okay. Congress is back in session. We're still on the miscellaneous business. Acting Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is an honor and a privilege for me to introduce some important dignitaries attending the convening of this 5th special session of the 20th Congress. Let me first of all, Mr. Speaker, introduce for recognition the Honorable Joshua George, Vice President of the Federated States of Micronesia. Opening of our session, Mr. Speaker, is His Excellency Ambassador Ryoji Horie, representing the Japanese Embassy here in Winnipeg. Representing the U.S. Embassy, we have the Honorable Anthony Alexander, Economic and Consular Officer of the U.S. Embassy. I'd like to add that Mr. Alexander did a very good job in Yap representing the embassy at the opening and initial games of the micro games in Yap. And I would yield to the chairman of the delegations to continue the introduction, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Acting Floor Leader Oversmall. Any from the delegations? Chairman Willie?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you and everyone in the chamber this morning. I have introduced Kosharians in the chamber in the past, so I will not reintroduce them today. But I have a friend in the United States that I wish to introduce in absentia. And her name is Stormy Daniel. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Willie. That name is not familiar to me, but thank you for introducing. Is she a friend? Or okay. Any other Vice Speaker Moses? Senator Ned?
Thank you, Speaker. I want to ask the members to join me in recognizing the presence of Mr. Johnny Apple and Frank Gregorio Ioannis and my friend, the Commissioner for Pobe, Ioannis Sam, and all Panapans that are present with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Ned. Anyone from Chuk? Chairman Romulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you all. I wish to pick the indulgence of this Congress to recognize with me the presence of two of my constituents who are in the gallery observing our morning session this morning. And I begin with the Assistant Secretary for R&D, Alicia Takesi, and Florian Yetilman. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romulo. Any other point of privilege? If none,
If I may,
yes. Put down your mic, it's way up there.
Well, I don't know why they gave us this long mic. It's almost sticking into my mouth, and I don't like it to. If I may, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of my brother, who's not here, I wish to introduce for recognition Apollyon, the Executive Director of your committee, JCRP or something like that.
Continue, acting floor.
There are other names provided to me, and as your acting floor leader, I will continue on the introduction, beginning with Mr. Joe Falazon, former director of Pohnpei Department of Education, especially during my administration. And a councilman from Suques, Mr. Ramrais. A person that I often work with relating to personnel, our personnel officer, Mr. Dwight Edward. And a companion or a trip through the outer islands of Yap from the Department of Health and Social Affairs, Mr. Marcus Samo, Assistant Secretary. And Miss Debbie Retuye, legal counsel to the legal counsel for your committee, special committee on JCRP. And if I may continue, Mr. Speaker, I wish to bring greetings from the great people of the state of Yap who work very hard, and we are very appreciative of the assistance provided to Yap from this Congress and from the national government and from all the donor countries and organizations relating to the hosting of the Micronesian Games that were just completed. As a host of the Games, we usually would like the visitors to win more medals than us. Unfortunately, that effort didn't come out good because we also had more medals than a few other countries that participated, but that was our effort, and we did good in not coming out first when we were hosting. Relating to the absence of the chairman of, the excuse absence of the chairman of Ways and Means, as I had indicated during before we start the session, Mr. Speaker, we tried our best. Unfortunately, he has less strong magic than mine. He wasn't able to make the flight, but I managed to.
I'll make sure I mention that to him. When you,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Orisamal. Any other point of privilege before we?
Speaker.
Yes. We're in miscellaneous business. Yes, Chairman Romulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and it will be a remiss on my part not to recognize a very important person who's in the gallery today. And on behalf of Governor Elimo and the entire Chuk State, I wish to thank and congratulate a young lady who's with us this morning, who represented Chuk very well in the Law Day debate in Yap. So again, on behalf of Governor Elimo and the entire Chuk State, I would like to thank her and her partner, who's not here, but I wish to recognize them so we can give them a good round of applause. And I begin with Rita Mae Keller, who is here with us, and her partner, Stizan Romulo, who's not here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romulo. I join you in congratulating those two who represent the troop in the debate. I thought you were also going to introduce Mr. Tony Otto, but I guess that's for another time. Okay. Any other point? Any other miscellaneous business?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
since we don't have much to do, may I also ask this Congress and the audience to recognize and give a big round of applause to Chairman Twitter Aritos for his team that did very well and came out with gold during the micro games, winning the gold in volleyball. So may I ask that we recognize him?
Yes, thank you, Chairman Romulo. Yes, congratulations to, I guess he was the water boy for the team. He was not the coach, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, congratulations, Chairman Aritos. Any other miscellaneous business? If none, well, we've come to the end of our, unless there are other business, we will go to announcement.
Short recess, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, subject to chair. Congress is back in session. Announcement, Chairman Wale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your committee on XF will try to finish up the budget for the department Saturday morning at 9 in the hearing room. And this will be the Office of Veterans Affairs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Wale. It's good to know that you're approaching the conclusion of your hearings, the budget for under External Affairs Committee. Chairman Alec.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning. I'd like to join the earlier indications in welcoming everyone to our session this morning. In terms of oversight and budget hearing, your Committee on Climate Change is scheduling one to be held tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Alec. I believe that's the departmental budget. Okay, thank you for that. All right, Chairman Romulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I ask members of Chianco to check the monitor for further announcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romulo. Chairman Cullen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on TNC Chairman would like to request to all members of TNC, after session we have a lunch, so we're going to do up and down. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Cullen. We'll have our meeting first between all members, then you can have yours. Maybe a short one. Okay, Chairman Romulo.
Your Committee on Education will continue its recess until further notice.
Thank you. Vice Speaker. Vice Chairman Ned. Vice Chairman Aritos. Vice Chairman Coleman.
No announcement, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
There is no further announcement from members and Chairman. Just a short announcement, all members. We will have a short get-together right after session in our lounge. And there is nothing, acting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. If there are no other issues for action of this Congress, I move that Congress stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning.
It's moved and seconded that Congress stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning.